Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the Morimoto XB LED taillights with black housings and clear lenses for 2015 and newer Mustangs. The taillights on the modern Mustang are pretty iconic, and let's face it, they're pretty good looking too. But if you're out there trying to set your car apart without going way over the top, then what better way to do it than with a set of Euro-inspired LED taillights. These are high quality, all LED lights that bring a subtle dose of cool style to your Mustang for a pretty reasonable price. Now, if you looked at these and thought that they looked pretty similar to your factory taillights, well, you'd be right, but there are a few key differences. The most obvious being the clear lenses. Now, unlike the red lenses that come standard on the S550 in the North American market, these take a bit of that European flavor while still keeping the Mustang's signature tri-bar taillight design. It's a subtle update, one that is a bit more significant once it's actually on the car, and it also keeps true to the Mustang's classic styling. Now, the black trim around the edges here matches perfectly with the rest of the trim on the Mustang, especially if you blacked out the rest of your trim, and they look like they almost could have come this way right from the factory. Now, they do modernize and change up the look of the car a bit, and unlike most other aftermarket lights, these are built to look and behave much like a factory setup. Again, these are full LEDs too, so there's no kind of conventional incandescent bulbs here to worry about, much like your stock lights. Now, these sections here are going to show as clear, obviously, when they're off like you see them on the table, and they cast a bright red light when you hit the brakes or turn your running lights on. Now, these also do retain your factory sequential turn signals, lighting up from inside to out, but this is another place in which they differ from your stock setup. The turn signals here light up amber. Again, just like a Euro-spec Mustang would do. And for those in the know, they're definitely going to take note of the subtle difference right away. And just like every Morimoto product, they are set up to go right out of the box, so there's no need for additional resistors or modules to get them to work. It's a total plug-and-play operation. You'd be forgiven for thinking that these were basically a factory option because they just integrate that well. Morimoto's XB series of lights are some of the best on the market, and it's not hard to see why. I am consistently impressed every time I get my hands on a set of these. And as soon as you take them out of the box, you can tell how nicely they're made. The housing here is a strong injection molded ABS plastic, and the lenses on the outside are UV resistant polycarbonate. So these are going to be durable, and they're going to continue to look good for years to come. These also meet DOT, SAE, and FMV SS108 regulations too, meaning they are 100% street legal. Now, when it comes to the price, these are going to run you about $700 for the set. And now it is a little on the expensive side, but certainly less so than the equivalent product from Ford themselves, which is truly a surprise given all that you're getting here. These are basically OE quality. They're full LEDs, and they have that plug-and-play install plus that amber turn signal. So if you're looking for that cool, subtle kind of update that makes it a little bit more OEM plus, I really don't think you can go wrong with these. As for the install, these get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and they should only take you about 30 minutes to get them in. Now, like I mentioned a moment ago, these are a total plug-and-play setup. They come already wired up with the connector here, and you've got the seals and all the mounting points ready to go too. So all you got to do is unbolt and unplug your stock lights, pop these right in their place, and you're set to go. And to show you exactly how to do that, let's head to the install bay right now.
The tools you'll need for this project are a trim removal tool, a 10mm socket, and a ratchet. All right, once you've got your trunk lid open, first thing we're going to need to do is remove this trim piece here on the back of the trunk. And to do that, there are 4 retaining knobs, 2 on each side, that we need to unscrew and pull that panel out. And then we can pull the carpet trim away from the sides and then access our taillights from the rear. So we've got 1 retaining knob here at the top and the second one at the bottom. And then there are 2 more on the other side. So we're just going to unscrew these from the studs, and then repeat for the other 2 on the other side. Now we can just slide our spare tire cover forward, and then lift our panel out of the way. All right, now you'll need to remove this upper push pin here, and we're using our trim removal tool for that. Slide it underneath, pry it out, and then you can pull away the panel like so, and you'll see that there's 2 nuts that you can see right here, and then there's 1 inside at the top that we're going to have to remove for take our taillight out. And to do that, we're going to use our 10mm socket and a ratchet and just move those out of the way. Now this third one is up in here in the corner. It's a little difficult to get the camera in there, but you'll be able to see it once you get inside. All right, now before you actually pull the light out, you'll want to disconnect the harness, which is right here. And to do that, you're just going to push in at a release clip at the very top and pull the harness out. All right, now you can just grab a hold of your light, slide it straight back, and then remove this grommet from the body panel right here, simply by pushing in on the edge and pulling it away. And then you can remove your light. Now you can repeat that process for the other side. So to install our new light, we're just basically going to reverse our uninstall process. So we're going to go ahead and feed our new harness back in through the body panel here. Make sure that the grommet gets seated correctly, and then we'll just go ahead and insert the studs back through the body holes. All right, now we can go ahead and secure our light using the original hardware. And don't forget the one back here in the corner. And plug in your harness. And we'll tighten everything down with our 10mm socket. All right, once you've got it tightened down, go ahead and put your carpet panel back up, reinsert the original push pin, and now you can repeat that whole process for the other side. All right, now we can go ahead and reinstall our trim panel for the back. And reinstall our retaining knobs. All right, now go ahead and reattach the ones on the other side. Put your spare tire cover back in place and call it a day. And that wraps up our review and install of the Morimoto XB LED taillights with the black housing and clear lens for the 2015 to 2023 Mustang. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.